Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just here recording a podcast episode of Mommy Issues.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe I'll join you.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Guys, we have a guest today. Anna Kingos is here.
I am a zombie today.
Really?
Yeah, it was great, but it was crazy. My photo shoot for the new book. But the pictures, you saw some of them. They're really
so cool.
They're
they
just
really do
completely
look so
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I love them.
I'm glad that I just hired only Latina women to help me with this, and they did not disappoint.
Great. And it's done, right? Like you finished all the photos?
All the photos are done, yeah. I'm sure there's like a little bit of editing and stuff. I look very pale.
Would you like to go put on blush or something?
Yeah, I would. But you can't watch me walk out because I am wearing nothing on the bottom.
What do you mean nothing?
Not nothing, but
Let me tell you, what can I tell you? Guys, here's the thing. We're going to have kind of an episode where we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's not celebrity news. And let me tell you why. Because I'm going through it. It's just a week that I'm going through it. So you're going to have to deal with it. 3, 2, 1, she's back.
All right, sorry. Yeah, so that was good. And that's my highlight.
Okay,
my
we're just jumping right
is,
in. Great.
Yeah. And my low light is that I haven't seen Lola enough this week. And it's not even on you. It's just,
you've been busy.
And I feel like something's missing. I know this sounds really corny in my heart.
That's not corny. I get
you know what I mean? Like it's missing a piece and I need to see her.
Okay. Well, I will make an effort today
Please.
to make sure that you get to see her. I was just telling our listeners while you were gone that today is going to be an episode where we're going to talk more about what's going on with me.
Oh, that's so weird because that never happens.
Well, we can also talk about you, but I've just been going through it this week. My God.
I could tell because you weren't posting a lot and I was worried about, I don't know. I was just worried.
I mean, I did. I like, here's the thing that happens to me is I will post, like I did a TikTok the other day where I was like dancing and I was like, wow, I look so good there. And then I posted it to my Instagram because I was like, the Instagram people have to know, but it was also because I was feeling so bad. Like,
you needed likes.
I needed validation, and like that's what happens to me. I'm like, I spiral elsewhere, and I'm like, okay, well let me try to turn to Instagram, and that never feels good. And by the way, got like 0 response, and I was like, okay,
I gotta tell you that I hope that people, not that they have to appreciate, but nobody admits stuff like that. And I think
well,
it's important. No, but it's important because everyone feels it.
I know.
And no one admits it. And so
I'm hoping that it makes somebody feel seen. Okay.
Yeah.
We all need.
You weren't seen.
No, I wasn't. Okay. Well, let me get into here. Why don't I start
Let me get into me. Let me
get into me. We're going to talk about me for the next 20, 30 minutes. So buckle up.
Okay.
I'll start with my high, and my high is let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand.
And
let me tell you why.
Yeah, please.
This is gonna upset you, but whatever. I'm just gonna tell you. I was walking with Lola, and there was like, our area is nice, but there's some tricky spots. Like there are some people and like whatever that can be a little scary. This is broad daylight. I'm walking with Lola. Jolene has an interview. So I'm like, let me get her out of the house. Walking with a stroller. And some guy is walking towards me. And I like pull off to the side because I'm like, I don't want to interact with anybody. He obviously is like not well. And so I like pull off to the side, and then he stops while I keep walking. And he goes, in war, when you step off to the side, it's a perfect kill shot. And I didn't say anything. I just kept walking. He goes, you're a perfect kill shot right now. I can kill you right now. So scary, so fucking scary. And I keep walking, and then he ends up coming behind me because I'm still walking. And then he I guess sees my butt, and he goes, oh my God, wow. What? Like I was threatened my life was threatened, and then I was like sexualized. It was like a 1-2 punch, and I felt like it was just really, really bad. Whatever. I come home and I tell John Liam, like, something scary happened. And I just start saying, like, some guy said something about me being a kill shot. And he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And like, I keep telling him. And then he grabs his bat and he goes, "What did he look like?" And I was like, John Liam, I was like, this was an hour ago at this point. I'm like, there's nothing. He goes, "What did he look like?" And I was like, he was wearing red pants. He bursts out of the door. I don't even know where the hell he went. He's gone for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, here's the thing. I'm either going to get a call and he's going to be in jail, or he's going to come back like bloody and
And
be
I
like,
murdered somebody.
and be like, we got to figure something out.
I got to bury the body.
I have a dead body. But he came back and he was like, I have the whole neighborhood looking for him. And I was like, oh my God, okay, whatever. But then I was like, you know what? This man sprung into action when I told him something scary happened. And like, I was scared because Jolene can be a little intense with that stuff. But I was like, that's exactly how it should be. So let's hear it from the boy.
Let me just tell you the problems, because that's my role. The problems with some of what happened. I understand his instinct, and that's great. I think that Lola makes not that he wouldn't have done it for you, but the fact that it was you and Lola, it was like,
no, I know it was
he's
double
capable of anything. And then what he did by walking out with a bat, which is a weapon, and talking to neighbors, he's now giving people the intent that he needed. So if this guy should show up dead from anything, an overdose, a fight with his dealer, whatever, guess who's the prime suspect?
No,
and it's going to have to hire a lawyer.
I hear you. You're thinking torts, and I appreciate it.
That's not torts, but
it's all torts.
No, it's not all torts. But you know what I mean? He needs to, because he's a dad, he needs to think twice. And there are crazy people in the world. And if he was a military, we don't know. I'm not defending him, but we don't take care of our military after they've done what we need them to do for us. And so we don't know if this guy had some PTSD. He's maybe a horrible human being. It could be a lot of things, but John Liam needs to
think before he grabs the bat.
Yeah, exactly. And now he showed everybody in the neighborhood that he's capable of grabbing a bat. And help me find this guy so that we can mass murder him.
Okay. Well,
no, that's not the definition.
Mass murder him is
no. Well, you know what I mean. A mass of us can murder him. Is what I meant.
Yeah. A group of men can be like, let's kill him. Yeah. Right. Well, anyways, I think the real victim here is me.
Well, let me tell you. At least you got from an insane person in the street a compliment that you were looking for, and the people of Instagram didn't give you.
If he saw that dancing video, he would be blown away. He would be blown away.
He would be like, forget it. Yeah. he would want to just kill you just to keep you there doing that little skeleton dance.
How good was that skeleton dance?
It's just that I love that song. I've known that song for a long time, and I love that song.
Okay. The other thing, my other thing that I've been going through, and I was a little trepidatious about mentioning this because I will let the listeners in on a lot of stuff, but I think when it comes to stuff regarding the podcast, I feel very I don't know,
protective.
I feel protective, and I also don't want people to, I don't know. It's almost like feeding a machine and like telling them like, yeah, I'm scared about this and whatever. I don't know. I think sometimes it's best to just be like, keep chugging along, consistent.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm going through a lack of belief spell right now. And like, it happens often, I would say, of like feeling.
You're going to cry.
I'm really going through it.
That it's not worth it?
It's not even that it's not worth it. It's just like, what's like the most motivating thing for people when it comes to like starting a business or starting whatever? It's like financial gain. It's money coming in and you're like, okay, well, I'm growing a little bit. I just want to get whatever. the truth is that we don't make any money on this podcast, and we've been doing it since March 2022. And it's just easy to like dip into like, why am I doing this? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to be consistent. On top of that, I do like these, like the cooking stuff. Like, I don't know. It becomes really hard to like believe in yourself and believe that like something's going to happen. And like, what if it doesn't? And then you have to like shut it down. And then that's embarrassing because you poured so much into it. You're putting so much out. So I'm just going through it.
I know that it's hard. I think that number one, if you ever had to shut it down, I don't think that's even remotely embarrassing. You put out content that people enjoyed. Maybe it wasn't the widest audience that you wanted. But there are people that are very passionate about it. You know, maybe we can ask people to share it more with other people so we could keep it going. But this content will stay forever. Do you understand? Lola will be able to look at this. She'll learn so much about you from this, about me. So
if she would want to listen to these.
She would. If I had that about my parents, would you listen? You would listen.
I
mean, everybody would listen. So I think that's a gift. So you need to look at that. And second of all, right before you're about to give up on something, it's just usually when it hits. You know, we have made decisions to not go with things that were inconsistent with our our following, having to say half the shit in Spanish as kind of like what do you call that? Like just to be more Latina and speak in Spanish and all that stuff, which is required for what do you call it? Podcasts, whatever, that have reached out to us to do it. And we didn't want to do that because it would be whatever, it would just not be honest to who we are. Also, we didn't want to start with like every 5 seconds a commercial because it's just so distracting. So I think that just give it a little bit more time. I think,
I know. I also, that's the other thing. Like, I know that we're like a part of a lot of people's like life in a way where
we are.
I know that I listen to certain podcasts when they come out on Tuesday. I know I have that, and it's a comfort to know that I'm going to have these people talking for an hour. And I know that we have become that for a lot of people.
For their Monday morning, it's like
so grateful. And people tell us that, and I am so grateful. And it's really not about that. I think it's just like, I am turning 32 next month, and I am starting to think, like, I've talked about this on the show, of just like, I work in this industry that's like, it's volatile. It's 1 minute there's a strike and then you have no work for a year. And it's like, I'm not making enough to like sustain the type of lifestyle that I want. And that's scary. And then it's like thinking like, well, we started this to like have a second source of income. And it's like, how long do you have to wait for that to like actually become the reality? And it starts getting a little scary of like, well, what if it doesn't work? And then I have to start from square one. And then what the fuck am I going to do? I don't know. It's really scary. It's very scary. So,
well, I think that, a lot of people, everybody, this is our podcast, but it's really your podcast. And so, I think people need to know you and that you're out there. And I think you need to find opportunities to do that. And so when you've had opportunities to go on different things, you haven't been, this is just my opinion, that I think you need to be more aggressive, even if it doesn't fit or suit you in many ways. You need to think of the ultimate greater good, like what could it help you? This is your goal, and kind of like the ends justify the means kind of thing. And I think you need to open up a little bit. Like I've told you many times, it's like you're very set in your ways, and I've stopped fighting that because you need to go through your process. And so if you went through your process, you won't regret it because it was your decision, the way that you handled it. But I think this is just a growing pain that you're going through. And I know a lot of people that didn't make a penny for 2 years and then exploded. And I know people that have given up 6 months into a really good podcast that could have turned into something else, you know, which would you rather be?
Right. And I don't want to do that. It's the thing. I don't want to give up too early.
Right.
I don't want to give up at all. Here's the
Right.
other thing. I had this conversation with Gati the other day, and I was like really going through it, and she was helping me, whatever. After we got off the phone, I just like started, I had listened to all my podcasts that day. So I usually go to Armchair Expert to see if there's a person I want to hear. And Jake Johnson was on from New Girl, and I love him.
Yeah.
And I just kind of scrubbed through, because I scrubbed through to get to a part where they're like talking about something real. And I scrubbed to a part where he apparently is launching a podcast, and he was talking about what if it fails? Like literally in that moment was talking about what if it fails. And you know what he said? And this like really hit me, because I was like, I'm just gonna keep crying. He said, if we do it and no one listens, I got to hang out with my friend at least. And like at the end of the day, our relationship has never been better, because honestly, because of this. We talk
because of this. We
more,
have to, yeah.
And we
I set aside the time.
And I find myself wanting to talk to you even more after this. Obviously, like we FaceTime and stuff, and like that's a gift. And I'm just trying to find like the places where like it's fun. I like sharing my life with people. I do. It makes me feel good. So like that's what this does. I get to talk to you and like, I don't know, share our relationship with people. Some people don't have a relationship with their mom at all, and they listen to this and they're like, oh, I wish it was like that. Some people have a hard time with their mom and they're like, oh my God, I can relate to that, whatever. So I'm trying to find the moments of like gratitude within it and not focus on the financial. I'm just going through I'm going through a dip right now. Yeah. Is all. It's an ebb and flow.
And sometimes you just have to think, yeah, what if it fails? And what if it doesn't? You know, what if you were at the cusp? What if, I don't know. I mean,
I know.
I just listen, listeners.
Listeners.
Tell 5 people this week, you know, just share it. Whatever. If it's important to you, we want to keep doing this. And this sounds like whatever, but we never really discussed that. We like to do it. We love to do it. But at the end of the day, it is a lot of work for you, not for me. It's not work for me too. No, it isn't. It's zero work for me. You know, it's zero work for me. I get here, I put on a shirt. I don't even put on pants. I put on makeup, and we talk, and there's no preparation on my end, you know?
Yeah.
So I, you know, I wanted this for you. I wanted this to make it seem easier to stay home with Lola. That's what I wanted. And I still believe that it could happen. I do.
Yeah. Me too. I talked about it in therapy today of like, I think I also have a hard time claiming it. Like I have a hard time claiming like what I want from it. And like, I just finally decided to say out loud, like I said it to Gati, and it was the first time that I said it out loud. I want Call Her Daddy money, which is like a $60 million Spotify deal. I want that. I want Call Her Daddy money. I want to be on that level. I want to be a household name in the podcast. I know there's millions of podcasts. I don't care. I think I work hard for it, you know?
Yeah, like, you do. Yeah, you do.
And I'll wait. You know, I'll wait for it. But like, God, sometimes it's hard and it's lonely in the like belief island, you know, when, you know, I don't know, whatever. So
I get it.
Anyways,
but I have faith, and this is good stuff. You're honest, you're transparent, you voice the things that a lot of people your age are feeling. I voice things that people my age are feeling, and with no holds barred, and honestly and raw, and not pretending that you're better than what you are. Like really all your insecurities, all there, you know, warts and all, you show everything, and that is very rare. And I think that people appreciate that.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. And then the last thing is I'm addicted to sugar. I'm going through really, no, but
welcome to the club.
Yeah, but I like sugar, but something has happened in the last, like, I would say 2 weeks where I am out of control, and I'm waking up every morning just like so foggy, pimples everywhere. Cause I'm just like at night, I just absolutely
but all this is correlated. You want the serotonin boost from
totally. I'm like
sugar.
Depressed.
Yeah.
I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had 4 Eggo waffles yesterday. Just
nice with syrup.
9:30 p.m. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not just with syrup. You know what I do with syrup.
Well, okay. So who's the one that hardly puts syrup on any? Because I find that so weird.
Well, here's what I do. When I have a pancake or a waffle that I've never tried before, I eat it without the syrup because I need to understand what I'm working with. And then I drown it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a chef.
Yeah, you are.
By the way, I made chili yesterday, the recipe that Kathy gave me, which I'm assuming is your recipe. Oh my God. Like, also so easy.
Yeah.
It's 100 degrees here, so we were both eating chili yesterday, sweating. I was like, I can't wait for it to be cold for me to make this again.
But he liked it too?
He loved it. And like
murderers love chili.
Big fan of chili. I mean, I made chili and then I got cornbread to make. And it was Thursday yesterday. So I told Jenny, I'm like, should we invite somebody over to watch the football game? I made chili. We have beer in the fridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we're going to see a ton of people this weekend. So let's just have it be us. And thank God, because
you ate it all.
No. I had one bowl. I put a little cup aside for Lola.
Oh,
the entire thing.
Yeah. He when he likes something, man,
he really goes after it. I think it's also like, I really am not, I have to get better about my repertoire. I used to be really good at just being like, what do I have in the fridge? Let me just make something, as opposed to like, I'm making this on this day and this on this day.
I think you should have a list. I think you should have a list of like 20 things or 25
things is good. I need to write it down.
Perfect. And then you write it down.
I think I have at least 15, but like, chili is good. I have been making the same like 5 or 6 things.
Right.
Constantly.
So I think if you have
like,
20 things,
good.
Yeah. So if you have like 20 things and you go to the grocery store, you also buy things that you can use for other recipes. And so it's just the best way of doing groceries rather than just buying a bunch of stuff and nothing makes anything. Like I like to go to the grocery store and know that in the groceries that I bought, I can make 5 different things and then a couple salads and whatever. Yeah.
I need to be able to do, I buy exactly what I need for the like 3 or 4 recipes that I'm cooking that week. And then there's no room for anything else. I go to the grocery store, like I'll do Instacart on Sunday or Saturday. And then I go to the grocery store during the week 2 or 3 times. That's crazy.
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, let's say that you're going to do, and this is just an example, like you're going to make, I don't know, chicken and rice, right? You make enough chicken so that not the next day, but the day after you can make chicken quesadillas, you know?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that's the idea. If you make a ground turkey, something, you know what I'm saying? Have enough of that so that you can make something else the next day, like whatever, you know? So I just think that's the,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. And you could save ground turkey to make like really nice baked sweet potatoes and put all sorts of stuff on it and avocado and whatever and make
sweet potato.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's like a meal. Like you buy those big ones and you put them in the oven for like literally like an hour and a half. I know it takes, but it's so good.
Oh, yummy. Oh my God.
It's so good.
I have 2 sweet potatoes here. Maybe I'll do that today.
Yeah. You put chili on it if you had some. Comes out great.
Too bad that I don't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, think of every recipe as what else can I make with an element of this, whether it's the protein or whatever.
Okay. Should we get into gossip?
Let's do that. I'm sure people are sick of hearing about you, especially.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Well, let's do gossip and then we'll get into, we have to talk about Shannon and the DUI, but let's get into gossip first.
Okay.
First and foremost, Rihanna.
I got to tell you, you need to, I don't know that all, and I would like them to hear this whole TD Bopper obsession of yours. I think you need to tone it down.
Okay. I think you're right that I need to tone it down forward facing. Like I am who I am. I'm going to be.
Right. No. Yeah. Because I just think that a lot of people are not going to like, it's really young. It skews young even for you.
Okay. But it's in the culture. People are talking about it.
Right. Okay. No, not all people.
Okay, fine. I won't talk about Taylor Swift anymore. How's that?
Okay.
But I have to talk about Joe and Sophie because there's stuff that's still happening. Okay. Okay. Fine. Maybe I won't talk about that either. Okay. First and foremost, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. She had her baby and she revealed the name. Riot.
Yeah.
Cute.
Riot Rose.
Riot Rose.
Oh yeah. Riot Rose.
I think. And then
it makes it better.
And then the other one is RZA and Riot, which I was talking to Gathi about this yesterday too, of like, if you were to have more than one kid, are you staying within the same genre of names, the way that you did Katiana and Katrina?
Right. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
I was like, because I was thinking, I really liked, we've talked about this. I like the name Lucy, and I'm like, oh, Lucy and Lola is cute. But I was like, if I have another kid, I want it to be
Plum.
So far away from
it's going to be Plum.
No, I told Kathy, I'm like, I want it to have more than one syllable.
Oh, I love Plum.
Plum is cute, but Plum is
Plum
a book. Plum is
yeah, I know, but Plum is so cute for you. You know, I don't know.
John Liam, we were at the park yesterday, and there was a little girl walking around, and her name was Lola. And he came up to me and he goes, "That little girl's name is Lola. We didn't even do our research." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, everyone has the name Lola. I'm like, one person at the park has the name Lola. Then the rest of the day, he was like, "Dolores, come over here. Dolores, come over here." I was like, do not call her Dolores. And if you are going to call her Dolores, call her Dolores.
Okay? Dolores. But that's not even her name.
It's not her name, but he was just, he doesn't like that anybody even remotely has her name. So I understand.
Okay, well, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have a Lola.
I know. And the main character from The Summer I Turned Pretty, her name is Lola, which, by the way, we had decided that name when I started watching that show, however long ago it was. And I saw the credits roll, and I'm like, I got to make sure that John Liam doesn't see this, because it really was about the fact that, like, no one has the name Lola anymore.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Anyways, right. More importantly than Rihanna and A$AP Rocky is Taylor Swift and Sophie Turner.
I know. You said you weren't going to talk about them.
I know, but what do you want me to do? This is what's happening in the world. This is what's happening.
I know. And Sophie Turner wears a bracelet that with the lyrics of the song that Taylor wrote about Joe Jonas.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Look it up right now. I can't believe I just told you that. She wears a bracelet, those little bracelets that look like candy bracelets, that says something. About the boy that does everything pretty. I don't know what that song was.
The song that she wrote about him was it.
The bracelet says the thing. Look it up.
Wow. Apple News has this. Okay.
Mom News has this.
Okay, hold on. No. Taylor Swift has been hanging out with fellow Joe Jonas ex Sophie Turner all week long in New York City. And during a dinner date Tuesday, she wore a deeply symbolic crystal pendant that promises spiritual benefits.
That's not it. I'm talking about what she wore, what Sophie wore to a Jonas Brothers concert, the last Jonas Brothers concert she went to before they got announced their divorce.
Where did you find this?
I was watching TMZ. They showed the bracelet.
Mr. Perfectly Fine bracelet.
Yes.
That is savage.
But she's not wearing it because she went out to dinner with Taylor Swift. She's been wearing it since they've been together as an homage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, apparently she's now suing Joe Jonas to return her kids to England, which is scary. Apparently he's like holding the kids' passports hostage, and he has custody of the kids right now?
Because when you get married here and whatever, I don't know if they had some kind of agreement, but she shouldn't be able to take them to England for more than, a limited period of time.
Well, apparently they had sold their house in Miami, and they were going to make their permanent home England. And that was like the plan and the intent. And they were, she was so excited about it because that's where she was born and raised. And so.
And if you could choose Miami or England, where would you live?
England.
Right. Me too.
I don't know. This whole thing is, I just can't believe that it's actually going to be like a messy divorce like this. Because it seems like everything is out, and like, this is just going to be the way that this goes. I'm bummed about it.
I think that it has a lot to do with the fact, I can't believe we're talking about this. We're going to move on.
So
but,
sorry,
it has the fact to do with, has to do with the fact that she is, it's a different culture. She is very, very British, very British. European. And he is very
New Jersey
Bible Belt. He is very like Christian chastity ring, less cosmopolitan. Let's put it that way.
Love a chastity ring.
Yeah. So I think that, they probably think that everybody should be very close and the family should be together, and he probably thinks that his children will live with him for the rest of their natural lives and all this stuff. And so that is not, whatever, that's going to cause problems. But honestly, I don't care. So
neither do I. And I just bring it up. I just talk about it to make sure that people are in the loop.
Okay.
Okay. I was going to talk about the chastity ring, but I think we should move on.
Yes, move on, please.
Okay, let's get Bravo bullshit. Let's talk about Shannon's DUI. Shannon Bedore was arrested for driving under the influence and a hit and run. And apparently she got out of the car and like pretended she was walking Archie. It's like,
what I thought was, so Archie was in the car when she had that accident. So he must have flown everywhere in the car, because whenever I stop short, it's not like I put a seatbelt on Harry, he gets out of it, he must have gotten hurt. So I hope that she took him to the vet. So that's one thing. Second of all, you saw her recently like a bat out of hell driving around.
Yeah.
I think
literally that swerving into other lanes.
I think that she's broad unhinged. Daylight. I blame every single aspect of this on John Jensen. And I take back every positive thing I've ever said about him. I think he is playing with a woman's feelings. I think she is susceptible. I think that she was a woman that was treated poorly by men always. This guy, because he likes the spotlight and he likes the attention, and I do see that, he love bombs her and then he withdraws. He love bombs her and withdraws.
Awful. It's awful.
Okay, that's what narcissists do. I have been in that position. It is very, very painful. It makes you think, you feel things you don't feel, things that aren't real, and it hurts. It really does hurt. And she's already a little bit unstable because, by the way, these shows make you unstable. So you have to be very, very together to handle that.
Right. She was already teetering. She was
right. So unless you have a very solid foundation, you don't go on these shows. I don't have enough of a solid foundation to be on these shows on the regular. I can't do it. I'm telling you, I have said that over and over again. I mean, I don't want to say crazy, because honestly, I don't want to mock somebody's mental state. We're the product of our environment. I don't know the kind of abuse that she's been through, but I got to tell you, I feel really bad for her.
So do I. And
I feel bad for her, and I feel bad for enough already. This happened to her. Leave her alone.
But I also think that this is probably like a wake-up call that she needed, unfortunately. Like, I think her drinking has been out of control. She uses it to self-medicate.
Right. It's a numbing agent.
But I think sometimes something like this shakes you and is like, we got to get it together.
And then the fact that he is now coming to the rescue, and in all these pictures where she's staying with him, I don't know if you've seen that. It's like he's looking directly at the camera. It's like, you are that. You're a joke. You are a.
I hate him.
I hate him
so
too.
Bad for her.
I hate him
bad
too.
For her.
Yeah.
I feel horrible.
I really do feel awful for him, and for her, and I think that more than just getting into rehab for alcohol, she needs to get into purge herself of John Jensen, because he is the worst thing that has ever happened to her.
Listen, this is a woman who loves to do holistic acupuncture and this and that, which I think is great. Shannon needs therapy. Did you watch this last episode of OC?
Yeah.
First of all, I've never laughed harder in my life. There were so many incredible Shannon moments. That was kismet for this DUI thing to happen. And then I kind of fell in love with her again.
Because she is funny, man. She's funny, real funny, not like funny,
genius.
Right? Yeah. She's like Lucille Ball in so many ways.
Her getting off the boat, and she was like, guys, I'm scared, I'm shaking. And then her trying to cross the road.
That net thing, yeah.
That's when she gets on the floor. She has so much, she's riddled with anxiety. It is consumes her.
And honestly, Spanx should pay her.
No, truly. But the alcohol, I think her taking shots of tequila just calms her down. That's why she's using it to self-medicate. That's why she loves Mexico. Cause she's like, I can take shots and be a normal person. When you see Shannon drunk, she's actually so funny and so much fun and laughing and whatever. And I'm like, I love that side of her. I wish
everybody does. Vacation Shannon is the best.
I wish she could have that without alcohol. It's just sad.
I think that he's the look, of course she's the problem, because she doesn't have the self-control or the wherewithal to say, I'm not drinking anymore. But he's a problem. He's a problem. And I really defended him.
You did.
That defended him. I didn't defend him. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But no, I really, it's purely circumstantial, but the evidence is pointing to John Jensen needs to go.
John Jensen needs to go. You heard it here first. Actually, you heard it here last, because I think everybody has felt that way.
Yeah.
He sucks. She just deserves like her, like, we have normal relationship problems. I think she deserves somebody who like doesn't even have the normal relationship stuff.
But we know very well that those are not normal relationship problems. They're just not. They're not. Yeah. And you know, for example, you know, even Vicky talking about this guy, it's like, I see myself marrying him, but like, I'm not ready and he's not ready. It's like, you're ready.
Yeah, of course.
Ready the day before you met him, you were ready.
You're just trying to convince yourself.
Because you give people pause. You know what I mean? Like, there's this kind of funny and whooping it up and all this stuff. And then that's fun. But then all of a sudden there's like, how deep does this go? It's scary. It's scary. It's enough to spook anybody. So I think that both her and Shannon need to start reading men better. When a man wants to be with you, he 100% wants to be with you. They don't say like, oh, I'm really busy or whatever. Yeah. No, you become I'm telling you, there is no, you know, remember that book? He's just not that into you. Like that is
true. If a guy wants to be with you, he'll be with you.
He lost my number. No, he's busy this week. No, he didn't call for like a week. No, move on. Move on.
I know, but I think when you're that age and you find somebody and you commit time to them, you're just like, I've invested so much here.
I understand.
I don't want to start again.
Yes, but you also have less time left.
Totally. No, I agree.
More. Your time is much more precious. I mean, none of us know how much time we have left. But if you were, let's say, barring any unforeseen accident or something like that, she has less time than you, right? Or less time than somebody that's 25. Yeah. So now be very, very protective of that time. You know, spend it with people that matter. I don't know. As I've gotten older, I've become so protective of my free time. Oh my God. I will not just I won't
anything.
No. I've had situations lately where, you know, I have felt like judged by people for whom I've never judged, where it's like, hey, I have this problem. And it's like, where do I go? What do you need? Without judging first. And I'm talking about outlandish things. And it's like, where are you? I'm on my way, without questioning. And I don't get that in return. And it's like, okay. You know, and you know, people are as you get older, become less self-aware is what I'm noticing. And so my time
can't be bothered with that.
Precious. No, my time is so precious. Yeah.
My time is precious, and I'm half your age. Not half your age. Vicky talking about consistently getting happy ending massages. Thoughts?
Oh, I didn't hear that. That I just got a mental image of that, and I threw up a little bit in my mouth. And let me tell you, I was super hungry. This is the first episode where I'm not eating.
Let me tell you something. I was actually impressed the fact that, because Vicky like famously denies anything sexual. She's just like, no, I don't do that. I don't.
But
do
is she talking about happy ending massages from her boyfriend or happy?
Oh, she was talking about. She's like, what? It feels good. And then they asked her how much she tipped. She goes, a couple $100. She literally, it's consistent. She does it a lot, apparently.
In Mexico.
No, I think just when she gets a massage. I don't know. I was shocked. I was shocked. I know. I honestly don't even want to talk about it. I was just like, wow.
That grosses me out. Honestly, I'm so grossed out.
Sorry. Do you watch Southern Charm, or are you not watching?
No, but I'm going to start Southern Charm. I'm going to, because every time
there's only 2 episodes. Just watch them.
2 episodes ever?
No, I just mean this season.
No. I want to start not from the beginning, but tell me what season to start on so that it's not so far back, like one season maybe.
I don't believe in that. I think you should just start where you start, because there's so much. Bravo does so many flashbacks and stuff that you can pick up what's going on.
Okay.
And this is a good season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then anything with New York, I put, I think Uba's overreacting about Aaron taking her phone.
A major overreaction. Honestly, Aaron is starting to be, for me, like the most normal person, like with a sense of humor and just kind of normal. And everybody else is so
uptight.
weird. Like, what's wrong? I love that. I love that show, by the way. I love that show.
No, me too.
So it's not like I'm gonna, but
no, but I hear you.
Yeah.
I think she's normal. The only thing that I don't agree with is Psy and Aaron ganging up on Gessel when they're like, no, your story is a lie. Your story is a lie.
That I don't like any ganging up at all. You know what I mean?
If somebody's telling you their story, whether it's a lie or not, and they're like questioning you on it, that's just
tell
weird.
You, when you think about it, it's kind of racist.
It is.
It really is. You're presupposing that somebody who is not walking with a, I don't know, a skinny cow down the streets of New Delhi, right, is rich beyond belief. It's like, it's not like that. Indian are regular people like the rest of us. Some have no money, some have a little bit of money, some are very rich. That's just the way it is. So this whole idea that she's been taken care of her whole life and that she's downplaying her wealth or her family's background is just ridiculous.
I think Gessel also spends a lot of time in her life making sure that people know that she's elite and has money and runs in these like circles that are whatever, which that's the life that she wants to live, whatever. And I think
she wants for her kids, but that doesn't
right. But I think that's making Psy and Aaron be like, well, if that's the case, then you obviously are privileged and whatever. It's like, what if she did work her way up to that point? And I think she did, because at the end of the day, when you're fighting so hard to be in that high society circle, fighting and making sure you know everybody, it's because you had to work to get there. If you're just running in these circles and you're just casually like, yeah, these are my friends, blah, blah, that's privilege. That's like, yeah, these are my friends. You can tell that Jessel's like fighting to be there, to be there. She wants to be at the preschool that Tom Cruise's kid goes to, because Tom Cruise's kid goes there. That's somebody who's like, has probably had nothing and wants everything.
I know, that's the thing. That's just like a person that like a wannabe. So I don't understand why they can't read that. That's so clear.
I know.
And
they just hate her. They hate her. That's all. And
well, she's the least likable person.
She's the most hateable for sure. Yeah. But she's starting to grow on me, because I'm now feeling empathy for her. I'm like, if I were in that position, I'd be like, can you not like shut up?
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Yeah. It's also hard to be on TV for the first time. This is a story that she wants to put out there. Just let her have it, dude.
Yeah.
Just let her have it.
Everybody needs, listen, there is an enormous amount of pressure about like, what's your storyline? What do you bring to the table this season? There is that. So like, we're all adults here, we're watching it for entertainment. It's just like, what you discussed about money. We're all adults here. We love doing this. We love bringing this to you, but we can't do it indefinitely just for fun, because
no, ma'am.
Honest, there needs to be then many other sources of income for you. So I just, I think that, we're all adults here, and we know that people have to come up with storylines, because that's how you stay on the show. And this is a storyline,
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
That's all you have?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Well, that's
a lot.
Yeah.
I want to read some reviews so people feel inclined.
Okay, good.
Somebody wrote this on Monday. This is from Sarah Taj, title Obsessed, 5 stars. I love the dynamic and relationship between Anna and Beba. I look forward to this podcast every Monday and have listened to it during work, on flights, as I'm doing chores, etc. It is such a feel-good podcast. Highly recommend.
Aww,
thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. That really means a lot. Tell 5 friends, please.
Tell 5 friends.
This is we're gonna put out. Tell 5 friends. Just this week, please tell 5 friends.
Hold on. I'm gonna read. Okay. This is from Fiona, Joy, and Grace. This podcast makes me appreciate Beba and Anna's honest and fun relationship so much. They agree, they disagree. They are the better versions of me and my mom. And it makes me want to work harder at our relationship. Those are the ones that I love, because I feel like
well, I love all of them that are nice and 5 stars.
No, I know.
I like people that really look forward to Monday.
Me too. Yeah. Well, and also like when we, or at least when I was deciding what day to drop these episodes, the reason why I decided Monday was because I don't have a podcast on Monday. Not that I listen to our podcast, because I have to like edit it, but Mondays are hard. I don't know if you know this, but Mondays are hard for me because, and I think it's for everybody, but I feel it really intensely. Mondays are like the start of the week and in my head, I'm like, okay, what do I have to get done? It's very overwhelming. It's very like, okay, I have 5 days to do this thing, whatever. And I can get very stressed out. You are like that. You are very much like that. And I saw you growing up. When we were growing up, I saw you do that. So I call them mommy Mondays. No offense, but when I'm having,
no, but it's true. And I have Sunday
scaries
on Sunday night. I'm like, okay, I can't be sitting around watching, I don't know, 60 Minutes or whatever. I need to figure out how I'm going to plan this week to have a successful week, to have a week that is productive, that I do a lot of stuff, you know.
Sunday scaries is like common. I think Mondays, sometimes people are energized by Monday. I feel very like bogged down and scared by Mondays. I love Tuesday. I was born on a Tuesday. I think that's why I love Tuesdays. And I don't know. So I have like major mommy Mondays and I'm like, okay, dropping a podcast on a Monday might lift somebody's spirit up. You don't know.
Right. And it makes you feel like you accomplished something.
Exactly. But thank you for writing reviews. Please continue writing reviews. It really helps when we do blow up. When somebody's like, do you have any reviews? We're like, actually we have 82 of them and they're mostly 5 stars except for one. And that's why our rating is 4.8. And that's okay.
And that's okay. That was that person from Jeff's show.
Yeah. Well, they can go straight to hell. No, it's okay. It's fine. We can't be 5-star. Listen, we're perfectly imperfect. We're imperfectly perfect too.
Yes, I agree.
God, I feel like I was going to tell you something else and I forgot. Do you have a quiz?
I do.
Okay. I kind of have a quiz for you too that Kathy told me and it's pretty good.
Oh, okay. What's an oligarch?
An oligarch?
Yeah.
It's a type of, it's like a royal member?
A royal member.
Not royal, but like part of the government at some point in life.
Where? Not part of the government, but where? This isn't a specific place.
An oligarch. Spain.
No.
The UK.
No.
Russia.
Yeah.
Russia.
An oligarch is a person, usually a businessman, that after the fall of the Soviet Union had, has enormous influence with the government. And usually,
yeah. Perfect.
Okay, what's your quiz?
You took the words right out of my mouth. My quiz for you is, what was the premise of Hannah Montana? The hit TV show on Disney Channel starring the one and only Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
What was the premise of Hannah Montana?
A girl that wanted to become a singer.
No.
What is it?
The premise of Hannah Montana was a girl who was living a double life. One is Hannah Montana, this super famous pop star, and Miley Cyrus, who just goes to school. She puts on a wig and nobody can recognize her.
Nobody can tell that she's Hannah Montana, even though she's like freakishly tall and has a deep voice. Okay.
Get the best of
both you and your sister are really
immature.
18
Listen,
or 17.
Somebody asked on our Instagram post, what kind of music does Anna like? And I wrote, she does not like music. And that's
I love music, but I love all different kinds of music. So thank you for the question. I'd like to answer this myself. I love country music. This is true. Mm-hmm. I love country music. I love opera music, but I like really only Italian arias because I grew up with it and my dad, and so it reminds me of him. I like some Latin music, but not necessarily like the Bad Bunnies and whatever. Not that I do like Bad Bunny, but I'm saying like I like other music, more Spanish, more whatever, and ballads and stuff. And then I love 70s classic rock. Like Steely Dan and Fleetwood Mac and Van Morrison and Boz Scaggs. I listen to that constantly.
Okay, well, riveting stuff.
True. Okay, well, but I have a varied taste in music.
You do. Any Miley, any Joe's?
No.
Okay, great. That's what I thought. Okay, guys, thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
On Instagram, Mommy Issues a Pod, at Beba_Rod, at Anna Cooks, QOKS. Please leave a review. Please follow us on our Apple Podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Even if you don't watch the videos.
And leave a review. And please tell 5 friends.
And tell 5 friends. Just go today and tell 5 friends.
Tell 5 friends. Just send the link to 5 different people.
If a man threatens your life on the street, just be like, thank you. Have you listened to Mommy Issues a Pod?
Exactly. That's a great response rather than getting the bat.
Yeah, don't get the bat. Apparently, don't get the bat.
Santa Monica. Prime suspect, John Liam.
Oh God. Please
All
don't
right.
report
I love
him.
you. Please, I need Lola.
I know when she's napping, but when she wakes up, I'll call you. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.